LongHaul Larry. We're out here in my shop. I don't know if you see me squinting, that's because the hot air is blowing right in my eyeballs. We're out here in my shop a couple days after Christmas here, and been out here messing around and stuff. Been working my shop. Done an update, guys, what I'm doing. I have not worked on Big Blue at all. The main reason why is because it got crazy warm here. I mean, we're talking 50s, 60s here over Christmas. And the ground was all frozen. And it thawed out. And there was just no... I can't even move the truck right now. It's sitting out there where I parked it. And I mean, I dare not even move it. It would just rut up out there. I would probably get stuck. So the temperature is dropping tonight. It actually rained, like downpour rain, like 2 days ago. Last night, the ground is just so soft now, but last night it rained again, and now today it's turned colder and it's actually started to snow. We got maybe about 2 inches. I'd say about an inch, 2 inches of snow. So it is getting colder. I will be able to get Big Blue down here. I'm thinking probably end of this week. I'll probably be able to get Big Blue down in the shop. The issue is I'm going on a snowmobile trip. So I think what I'm going to end up doing, I've been thinking about it, I'm going to cut my snowmobile trip short because there's some things I need to get done on Big Blue. But I think what's going to happen is I'm going to check it out before I leave tomorrow if it's decent enough where I could drive it down here. I actually just drove my new truck down here to hook up to this trailer to back it in the shop, and I got stuck with my pickup truck. That's how wet it is down here. It's muddy and everything. So I'm not really sure about that whole thing and everything. We'll see how it works out, but the temperature's supposed to keep getting lower and lower all week. It's supposed to be in like the teens, like the end of this week. So anything, I'll try to get the truck down here, but next week it should be fine for me to get up out of here. The ground will be all frozen and everything, but I think what I'm going to do is go on a snowmobile trip, and then I'm going to come back early. I was going to stay up there till like Tuesday of next week. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is come home like Sunday morning or something like that, and tear the truck apart, run around, get all the parts on Monday, work on it Monday, Tuesday, then I'm taking off Wednesday. I already got my pre-plan, I guess. I'm leaving on Wednesday. So I'm going to be doing a couple things. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here, and I'll show you guys what I did in my shop. I did some really cool additions to my shop here that I know the camera's crooked. It's the best mount I had at the moment. It's on my hat. But I did a couple cool things in my shop here, and I'll show you guys what I did. Well, as you guys can see here, here's my snowmobile trailer parked in here. You can see how much snow we got. Probably about an inch, between an inch and two. You can see it's all mud on the front here. That's from me getting stuck with my truck out there. I actually hooked up to the tractor, and I went over and got my mom next door and asked her if she could drive my truck while I pulled on with the tractor. The tires just started spinning, and I just kind of stopped. It's my new truck is a big dually. I think I'll show it to you guys later on. But seems like mud, it's not its friend. And as soon as it started, I got kind of stuck back in a cornfield a little bit, and as soon as I got back in that fresh mud, it just started spinning. I just stopped. I went and got the tractor and hooked all the chains up to it. Got my mom in there, and I was gonna have her drive the truck while I pulled it out with the tractor. And she put it in gear as I was backing up. The chain wasn't even tight, and she put it in gear, and she just punched it, and she just drove the truck up out of there. So I didn't even need to hook it up. I just need my mom, I guess, to drive. But things that we're gonna be doing is the hitch. I'm gonna be changing this out with a brand new one. That's an original, and a lot of times it sticks. This whole clasp here sticks and stuff, and it's all rusted up and everything. So I'm just gonna change that out. I got a brand new one right over here. Got this brand new one right here. Put this one on there. I've actually had that one since last year. And then the other thing is this jack right here. I've actually never had a working jack on this trailer. It's always just been stuck in it. It's never even had a handle on it or nothing. It's just been like that. And I can swivel it and stuff to get out of the way, but I always have to lift it up off the truck. I figure it's time to put a jack on there and everything else. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to grease everything, all the bearings up underneath stuff. And I bought some new caps because I noticed one was missing. They go on there that you can grease. It's wheel bearing protectors. My furnace is shut off. And I'm going to put those on there, grease up the wheel bearings, and then I'm going to check all the lights. I know that the back tail lights, one of them is not working. So I bought some extra lights and wiring and stuff, and I'll hook it up and see what is wrong back here. But I know one of these lights is not working. So last time this happened, I think a mouse got up in there and built a nest in that tunnel back there and chewed the wires up. So who knows what I'll find, but I'm going to mess with the wiring and put that stuff on there. In my shop here, you can see right up there, that is my new furnace. I just got done installing that. I'm actually going to be bringing my orange semi down here and spending a month or two at the end of the month or the end of the winter or whatever down here rebuilding it. And I wanted to have a nice heater in here that keeps the place heated at all times. And so I went out and I spent the money for one of these big garage heaters. And I tell you what, that thing's nice, man. It's really quiet. You guys heard it just running a little bit ago. So I'll set up there. I'll set up ready to go. It's all plumbed in. It actually runs off propane. I got a big propane tank out here. And right here's the thermostat. And right now it is 65 degrees in here. So that's pretty cool. And then my door here, this was all bare metal. This was framed. I built this door from scratch, and I built this all up, and then I put sheet steel on the outside. You can see right here, that's just the steel right there. And what I did is I actually bought this foam because I can't put anything on this side because it's flush with the board here. There's no room for anything. So this is a 1/2 inch narrower than what the boards are. But the boards are tight to that, so I can't put anything on the outside of here. So I put styrofoam on there, and then what I did is I ripped a bunch of 2x4s and cut them on 1/2 inch strips and put those on the inside and nailed them all in there to keep all the foam in there, so when I open the door, the foam doesn't catch by the wind and get ripped off and everything. And I tell you what, boy, that sure does help. It holds heat in here a lot better. I mean, you can hear I just had the door open and backed this trailer in, and I mean, it just ran for, maybe 10 minutes or so, and it's already got it back 65, and it holds temperature down here really well. I love that furnace up there, so nice and quiet. Other than that, same old shop. There we go. Got a new hitch on there. Go. Now, hey, that came off easy enough. There we go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this lip off of here. There's like a piece of pipe that sticks out of here, had a groove in it for that to rotate on. I'm going to actually cut that right off so it makes this flush. And then see, then this piece here will sit right on there, and I'll just weld it all that on there. Weld that piece right on there. I know the other one has a wheel on it. This one doesn't. This one has this skid on there. The wheel one was like, I think it was like $20 some more for the wheel one. And the thing is, every trailer that I've ever had that had a wheel on there, the wheel always bends and turns backwards. It never rolls decent. But the thing is, it's a snowmobile trailer. So a lot of times it's in like deep snow or whatever that you're dropping and hooking it, and the wheel never rolls. So I said, why even spend the extra money? I've never been able to get that wheel to roll. So that's what we're gonna do right there. Alright guys, we got her all welded on there. Put a coat of paint over the top of it. It's painted silver to kind of match the aluminum. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about the pin. That was really dumb of me. I just made a big boo-boo. This goes on there, slips over top of the hole, and this pin goes into these holes, and that's what holds it. Well, I spot welded those pins in there, those holes. I thought, oh, I'll just put some spot weld in there into the other plate. Well, that ain't gonna work out. So now I'm gonna have to get the drill out and drill out those holes so the pin can go into the hole to lock it. Was not thinking there. Need some cutting oil. Problem is that the weld that I put in the hole is harder than actually softer than what the material is here. So what's going on is I'm putting a drill bit in there, but it's deflecting it away from the weld, and it's making it kind of oblong. So I'm gonna use a little die grinder with a little tungsten tip on there and just shave it out. There we go. Looking good. See how low this thing goes. plenty high enough. My hitch is probably down here, so it's good. I got a working jack now. I don't have to pick it up all the time. So I already while I was waiting for that to dry, I already lubed up this. This is a release handle for the tilt mechanism. I custom built this. The other one that was in there was so rusted when I bought the trailer it wouldn't even move. You take that and you put that on there and then the whole trailer will tip up. So put some lube down in there. And got that all worked out. That locks it into place. Well guys, there we go. We got the hitch all done. We got that all put together. We got the new jack on there. That's good. I've never had a jack on here before. I got my mounts here for tying down the skis. I got those all in there. I actually made those threaded pieces there myself. The ones in the store just weren't long enough for my older snowmobiles. The skis got these big metal pieces on them, so I had to make my own, and work real well. I just welded up some threaded rod and a couple of pieces of metal. Works good. I got the tires. I got them all greased up. I got new axle hub covers on there with grease erks built right into them. I jacked up each side of it, checked the bearings and everything. All the bearings seemed really good and tight, and I just greased everything up. And then that tire was actually on the other side. I actually like to carry a spare tire with me. These tires, they're so expensive. These things are $100 for these tires for a snowmobile trailer. That's mounted on a rim though. I think they're like 50 bucks or something like that, but then you got to have them mounted and all this. But these tires are they're just junk. They are. I seem to blow one every year. This one actually right here is blue. This is brand new from the last time I put it on. And when I spun it around, I had it jacked up in the air, and while I was checking the bearings and I spun it, the tire is oblong, so that's going to make it hop. So I actually bought a new one because I didn't have a spare. So I put the new one on this side, and that tire rotates real nice now. And got that one all greased up. Everything's good there. But I'll just carry this one with a spare. There's no place to mount a spare on this trailer. I know some of you guys are going to say, well, put it on the side of the hitch. Put it on the opposite side of the jack. Make a little mount there where I could, you know, put the tire on there and stuff. I can't do that because this whole front here, it folds down. Because you drive the snowmobiles on and then you take that bracket off and there's a pin in the middle of the two V's and these things drop down and then you can just drive the snowmobiles out the front. It's pretty nice. And that way you don't have to reverse off of them and stuff. You just drop them down and you just, you know, drive right out the front. So there's not enough room up there. So what I always do is I always carry along a spare with me. And then I just carry a little tiny jack. I got this real cheap little jack I got, I think, from Harbor Freight. And a breaker bar with the red socket. And whenever I go on a trip, I always carry it with me just in case. But now I'm going to grab my my new truck, my F350. It's not a new truck, but it's new to me. So I'll go grab that thing. One thing I thought I'd show you guys real quick. Where the ski tie downs go through, if you have a snowmobile trailer, you know what I'm talking about. This company is Titan that makes this trailer. And they're very well known for that. It's like a channel up in there. And then what they do is they put an aluminum block up in there. And it has like a little pin that holds it in place. And the aluminum block is drilled out and it's tapped for half inch threads by 13 course threads. And they're aluminum. And then, I mean, 1 or 2 seasons, they're junk and they strip out. And then they sell these blocks and you're supposed to go up underneath there and replace it. I got tired of that. So what I did is I actually took like an 1/8 inch piece of steel, the whole length, because there's 3 holes. And then I welded 1/2 inch nuts lined up with the holes, and I welded it on that piece. And then I put it up in there, and I just put a couple screws holding it up, because it really doesn't need to hold much, because the bolt, you can see the big threaded rod going through there, that's what holds it in there anyways. So this one over here, this little screws must have rotted out or something, because it was actually falling off. It was stuck right in between those two pieces of aluminum there. It was just hanging there. So this one must have fell off or something. My brother, he borrowed this trailer last time, and must have come off, and he didn't tell me about it. But I just mounted that back up there now, so I get all my threaded holes again. But it's pretty easy. It's just an 1/8 inch piece of steel, and then I just put a couple little screws up through it into the bottom of the wood deck just to hold it there in place. It's a pretty good idea. Alright, let's grab the truck. I'm going to bring the truck in, hook it up to it, and hook up the lights, and then I got to start testing the lights. So I shut the furnace off because I'm going to have to leave the door open. Shop is just not long enough for this truck and trailer. Well, I was thinking that jack would be way too high, but it's perfect height. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of stuff to this truck, and I'm actually gonna be putting a lift kit on here and stuff in the future and stuff, but so I can't really mess with it, but eventually I'll have to get a drop hitch, I guess. Here we go. Well, I was thinking that jack would be way too high, but it's perfect height. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of stuff to this truck, and I'm actually gonna be putting a lift kit on here and stuff in the future and stuff, but so I can't really mess with it, but eventually I'll have to get a drop hitch, I guess. Here we go. But this is a 2003 F350. I think there's a bunch of junk in the back here. It's a Lariat. I don't know if I pronounced that right. My hubcap's laying back there. He didn't have them on when I went and bought it. Lariats edition. And it's got all the bells and whistles for 2003. And she runs really good. It's got a good motor in it. It's got the motor that I wanted. It's got the 7.3 liter diesel engine. That's what I wanted. That's the workhorse. Lately they have, after 2003, they went to a 6.3 or 6 liter or something like that. And those motors just were not good. There was all kinds of problems with it. So 2003 is the newest that I was looking for. And so that's what I picked up. That's why I got this one. But she runs like a dream. She's just running up right now. She'll do that when you let her sit and idle at the beginning. She'll run it up to get up the temperature. But a real nice truck for 2003. There's hardly any rust whatsoever. It's got some over on the door on the other side, right like here. And somebody like sanded it down and repainted it to keep it from rusting any further, so it's just a little bit of surface rust. But the main thing is the tailgate. The tailgate is all rusted on the bottom. There's actually a hole right here. And I'm just gonna get a new tailgate. They're like 250 bucks for a tailgate. But like I said, this cap is gonna go. I'm gonna end up putting a sled deck up on here. It's got the 8-foot box, and that's what I was looking for, was an 8-foot box. A lot of these trucks, they got a 6 3/4 box. I wanted the 8-foot, I wanted a full box. But I'm going to be putting a snowmobile in the back of this thing, hauling out to Michigan when I go up there. 2 on there and 1 in the back. So I got to take the cap off, but then I got to put it back on because my daughter's got to borrow it to move. She just bought a house and she's going to be moving, my youngest daughter. So I said, well, I got a truck. Well, I'm going to turn the lights on and plug this in and see what's going on. Oh, okay. Oh, there has been a mouse in here. Hey, look at that. So they seem to be working. I'm going to turn the lights off and press on the brakes. I can't see it from up here. I believe that I have a contraption up here. Yeah. This is actually for depressing clutch pedals on semis to adjust the clutch, so you can adjust it by yourself. I can use this to just like that. Yep. That one's working, that one's not. I kind of didn't know what to expect, so I just bought stuff today, but I couldn't find any of the... Oh, I did find one. Look at that. I got one. I got a red one for the back. So we should have all working lights. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, let's see if we can get this red one underneath here working. It's busted. Let's get my tester. Yep, it works. I think this is the same. Maybe it isn't. No, I don't know. Not really sure. It's only a couple bucks. What is that? It unscrews. No, we're not messing with this. I'll stop and just grab a new one of these lights. That's the problem. The light's boogered up, so let's get a new light on the way. I tested the wires and it worked fine. So I'm gonna wrap that end of that wire so it doesn't bounce around, short anything out. Yep, everything is good. Try the blinkers. Now it's working. And that one's working. Awesome. Well, I'm going to put these two lights back into the rubber, pop them back in there, and I'm actually going to pull this thing out, and then I'm actually going to pull the truck in, and I'm going to work on something in the truck. But I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna throw this here in the back before I forget about it. I gotta take these 2x4s out of here tomorrow. So I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they're watching this here video. If you're not, certainly could just try that all over again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.